In this video, I'm going to show you how to do projection paint with Blender 2.73. This is the second of a two-part series. After producing the first one, I discovered what I think is a simpler method to do the process. Well, actually the painting is pretty much the same, but in the end I show you how to do a bake on it, and that simplified quite a bit. So okay, need to get started here by mark seams again. So that we can do the unwrap on this. I'm not so good at using the see-through option, but we'll see how that works. Okay, I've got this edges marked. Now we'll do a mark seam. Alright. And like the last time, we go to the Properties tab here and create 6 UV maps. Seven, excuse me. And again, we'll double check to be sure that the material is assigned. I'm pretty sure it is. Oops, what's going on? Had a short freeze there. Okay, now we're going to go over to the UV editing page and do our first UV edit. And again, we have to pick the UV map that we're going to use. That's the full-blown one. Okay, UV unwrap. There's our friend the T. Now here's where we vary a little bit from the previous one. So we need to turn on face mode in this and shut that guy off. Okay, so we need to get to the back side. Select it only, do an unwrap project from view. Okay, now we're going to open our simple paint files here instead of over in the materials section. This is the variation. Bottom. I think you'll find that when I go to do the bake, this process seems to be a lot quicker. Well, it was for me anyhow. while I'm doing this, let me suggest that if you're going to try and do a projection map of a complex mesh, something like a body or something like that, that you practice a few times, maybe by doing what I'm doing, doing this process similar to this one here, just so that you can understand the process of doing the projection painting, so that you don't get frustrated with problems with the projection painting, and you can concentrate on the other process. Right, so now we've done with the unwrapping of all the individual faces. We want to go to texture painting, and pretty much the same as the last tutorial. From here, at least, create a canvas. That the painting is going to be projected on, and it's related to the UVmap, the full-blown UVmap. This part again is pretty much essentially the same as last time. Let's jump that radius up and the strength up. Accumulate. Okay, go to the back side and paint. Bottom, 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 front, front. Strange, short lock up there of Blender. Just kind of went to sleep on me. Okay, now again we've got the object has been completely painted properly. So let's go now to edit mode, and this is where the differences come in a little bit here. Okay, so as you see, nothing shows up, not under solid and not under material. And if we go over and we say it's a demonstrate that, still nothing looking in there. If you go in and mess with the changing it to GLSL, it still doesn't help, because there are no, while we have a material assigned, there's no textures assigned to the material other than the default. Oh, something I forgot to mention in the last version. Yeah, I almost forgot in this one. Here's the output from the canvas, or the result of our bake. We want to be sure and save this. Okay, again, as I mentioned in the previous one, if you were doing a something for Second Life, and you didn't really care about what the mesh looks like, you could be done, you could export this mesh as Collada and then take that canvas file and load that on there. But let's continue on, and I'll show you how to do a bake on it so that we can see the textures. So what we need is, oops, we don't need to go to that. It should show up here. There, yes, it does. There's our canvas. Right, now you see it shows up. We're in the material view right now. Another short little lockup there. Doesn't show in texture because we haven't done the bake yet. Shouldn't show in solid because we haven't done the bake yet. Or in the rendered it does. Alright, so we need to go into materials. And need to double check that the UVmap is got the, yes it does, okay. Need this has to be that full UVmap, that has to be active. Back to the default, and now we can go over and bake it. Bake the texture. Whoops. No objects or images to bake. Oh, okay, so that's usually caused by having the UVmap messed up. So we'll go back to their amp. I need to go into edit mode. Wait, what's with these lockups I'm having? Possibly because I'm doing the recording it. Alright, this is going to fix it. Like get on T. Yep, it did. Alright, so now it shows up in texture like before. I'm sorry, in material. It will show up in solid. If I turn on the textured solid flag, there we go, and there you have it. And there you have it. We've now got it baked. So now if you export it from Blender and import it into Second Life, and you check that flag that says include the UV textures, it will transfer the object and the texture at once in the single import into Second Life. And if I recall, it will create a separate folder with the texture in it, with it called the same name as we've created, Canvas. Alright, thanks for watching, and hopefully I've helped you out a little bit on how to do projection painting.